side.
I see.
So a toll expressway is an expressway that people will use with additional services. They will pay a toll fee per passage, per transaction, and we will guarantee a safe journey and a reliable travel time.
Of course, you have Ugandans that are saying this might be double payment, Loro. The fact that I'm paying taxes in fuel and now I'm paying for, passage through a road that I'm already paying for in taxes already.
Okay, just to answer clearly your question, Romeo. So
Yeah.
Aegis has a 5-year contract on behalf of the Ugandan government, so through UNRWA. So we will not, I would say, collect the money on behalf of this company, but the money will go directly to the Ugandan government. And there's still the possibility to use the old Entebbe road for the people who do not want, to pay a toll fee. So this expressway is a first-class road with really additional services. So it's something in addition that people will get.
Let's also bring in Engineer Musingusi. Why are we paying money in addition to taxes for this road?
Thank you, Romeo.
In your own perspective as UNRWA.
Thank you, Romeo. Now, we are paying, as he has said, for the level of service. People want a very excellent service. We would be giving it as a free service, but it has to go with maintaining that level.
So you're recouping the money.
Level, you have to put in some money to maintain that level. Now, if you leave it to compete with the other sectors or even in roads also, maintenance, it will have to take a big chunk of money. So if we want that service, then we pay for it. And we guarantee that the service will be top class.
So the toll payment is to recoup the money you had invested as government into the construction of this road.
Primarily
construction and maintenance.
Primarily the toll money, first of all, it will maintain the road to give the proper service. Then part of it will be recouped to pay part of the loan. All the money which was used to construct the road may not be recouped through this payment. This payment is highly subsidized. If we were to do the cost and then divide into the number of years it will take and then charge the people, it will be too much. So we couldn't use that way. That way we will be saying we are copying what we put in, but it is highly subsidized just to cater for the service which is to be given and maintain it in a very good way and at that high level of service.
Of course, you're looking at a 15-year duration for this road, and maintenance might take 7 to 8 years. We're also getting reports that you're grappling with some financial constraints when it comes to construction maintenance. You have money for construction, but not enough money for maintenance. So when this money doesn't come through as you have envisaged, what will be the immediate ramifications of that?
Yeah, as you know that
people do not pay for the road.
As you know that when we use the road, once the road is constructed, it deteriorates either due to traffic use or even misuse. It can deteriorate. If an accident happens, you have to repair something. You have to do it. So the road deteriorates. That means if you don't have money to put it back, then the deterioration may be faster, and then you may have to put in much money if you don't attend to the maintenance as early as possible to put it back to its condition. That's why we are saying when you get this money, we do timely interventions. Then we shall make it first class for the 15-20 years for which it is designed to last. In fact, 20 years, supposed to last 20 years. So, but in those 20 years, you have to do maintenance. So the maintenance has to be timely in order to avert all kinds of deterioration.
I see. Let me also bring in Monsieur Loro Charles Nicholas, the GM of Aegis Operation. Let's talk about the benefits of this road to our citizens of this country. I understand that the pedestrians are not allowed on this road, even the border riders. Now, to the wider population, how will they benefit from this road?
So, yes, you're right, Romeo. Pedestrians are not allowed on this expressway. It's for their own safety, of course, and it's the safety of the drivers. That's our main concern, to provide really safety for all these expressway users, additional safety and additional security. And for that, of course, we will refence fence, you know, all the stretch on the expressway. We will also, we are already patrolling, you know, 24/7 on the expressway in order to intervene in case of incident, in case of accidents. So, and for that we rely on some local partners such as Pinnacle Security.
Oh yeah.
So we really our objective is to maximize local transfer and the local content of this project. So as I mentioned, we have partnered with Pinnacle Security for all the emergency services. We have dedicated ambulance, dedicated fire truck, and also with ATS Abu Bakr in order to help us to maintain the roads. And ATS Abu Bakr is working with a local community because we feel really concerned as a local player, and we are part of ecosystem. So we are really working closely with the local communities.
I'm really glad that the pedestrians were really negated from this, because according to the statistics we've been receiving as morning at NTV, the biggest fatalities as far as road accidents are concerned are actually the pedestrians, people who are not driving, people who are just walking on the road. Maybe a bad driver.
Maybe a little bit, even not only pedestrians, but even borders are not allowed.
Yes, yes.
You know,
even the pedocyclists.
Most of the accidents are now caused by that conflict between the motorcyclists and the drivers, and competing with a small space. So on that expressway, we don't expect, we call them borders, because the motorcycles which are 400cc and above are allowed. Those ones are big motorcycles which can compete on speed with the other motorists, but not these other ones of 125, 100cc, just for safety and for maintaining the good level of service.
And the pedocyclists, these are the people riding bicycles.
Yeah, also they are not allowed on the
They're not allowed also.
Yes.
Oloro, how will this be expedited? Because according to statutory law in Uganda, private security firms can offer some kind of security on behalf of the citizens or even the state, that is the government of Uganda, but they are not allowed to handle issues of emergency, ambulance and so forth, fire brigade services. How are you going to be circumventing this issue? So
first of all, we have also some agreement also with local hospitals, you know, but just to make sure that we will be able to intervene in due time, we have, as I mentioned, those dedicated emergency services. Pinnacle has really the appropriate licenses to operate those vehicles, so that's something that we should consider as really beneficial for the drivers. So for us, we are really comfortable with this partnership that we have established with them. Yes.
In the event of an accident on this Kampala-Entebbe Expressway, what would be the immediate reaction from Aegis operations?
So we have to be the first one on site to secure really the accident.
I see.
So our patrollers have been trained by some French and European colleagues that came initially really for the mobilization and the ramp up of this project.
I see.
So our patrollers have been trained to secure any accident with the proper road signs, with coning, you know, and then we liaise, of course, with the police, particularly with the police station in Natete, in order for them to arrive then on the scene, you know, and just then to take the leadership on the incident.
I see.
But we have to be the first one on site. That's part of our duty on behalf of UNRWA.
When are these security officers or private security guards allowed to use their firearms? In what scenarios?
We are talking about safety more than, I would say, more than intervening on the security, particular critical accident. You know?
I hear you, but I was reading somewhere and they contended if someone, robs maybe Centenary Bank somewhere within the city center and they are using Kampala-Entebbe Expressway, your security guards have the jurisdiction or the mandate to stop this robber as long as they are using the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. Is this true?
So
if they are evading arrest,
of course, in such a case, it's like all the mandate of the such security companies, you know, in the country. They are working very closely with the police forces.
I see.
So in such a case, it's exactly the same mandate that they have on this expressway than in the rest of their, you know, duties in the country. So first of all, we are here to bring additional safety, but of course, additional security. It's not only through I would say, additional security guard, but it's also through additional equipment such as lighting. Lighting will bring additional security for the motorist and also for all the communities living nearby.
Indeed. All right. That is Loro Charles Nicholas, the GM for Aegis Operation. We also do have Mr. Julius Musinguzi Tinker, engineer, if you will. Let's talk about what I need to do as an individual flying the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway, and I get or encounter a problem on this road. What should I be doing when I'm driving along the KEE?
Thank you, Romeo. Now, when you're driving on the KEE, an incident might happen. Something might happen to you. Maybe if you run out, or even the car might break. You know, cars break. You may not determine when your car will break down.
Indeed.
So when you encounter that one, we have put up some toll-free lines, which are supposed to call. When you have any problem, then you use the toll-free lines. You call. When you call, that number goes to we have an operation control room, which is monitoring the whole of the expressway.
With cameras and everything.
Yeah, cameras are being installed. Some are not yet there, but we are improving. Every cameras all the way. So when you call, they have to pick you up. Then they alert their patrollers. Because the patrollers are patrolling 24/7. They keep on moving in either direction. So when they are moving, they will call them, they contact them on their radios, and they have their communication. Then within at least not more than 5 minutes or 10, they will be there.
Indeed.
On the scene to help you. They are supposed to come and manage the incident. They manage. They may not interfere so much. They have been trained to work with the police, and then the police has also told them what they should do, how they should handle. Because the police is supposed to come also and get their evidences.
Indeed.
So in some cases, they will know how to handle, and they have the operator is working hand in hand with the police. They have already agreed on the protocols, how to follow. If you find this accident, do like this, or don't interfere with the scene of crime, all those things. So once you call, they are supposed to come to your rescue. If you need an ambulance, they are able to provide it.
All right, thank you very much, Engineer Tinker. Let's also bring in Loro. Loro, let's talk about this issue. What kind of vehicle, the toll payment? You know, it depends on the kind of vehicle that you are driving. If it's a fire truck, different payment. Normal vehicle, different payment. Help us through that.
Yes, so 4 classes have been defined in accordance with the Road Act 2019. So that have been really driven by the government and the Ministry of Works and Transport. So depending the size and the weight of your vehicle, you will not pay the same toll fee. So the heavier and the bigger your vehicle is, the more people will pay as a toll fee. And of course, we have put in place also some discount schemes for the drivers to benefit for some weekly discounts, 50% weekly discounts, 70% for monthly discounts. So that's in order really to promote electronic payments, because there will be 2 means of payment at those toll plaza, either in cash for non-frequent users and people who are really keen to use it on a daily basis, the commuters. They will be, of course, very motivated. There will be an incentive for them to get some electronic cards.
All right, there are people who are eager to know when the tolling does start. Engineer Tinker, when does the tolling start?
Yeah, the real tolling, which is to pay for the passage, will start on the 1st of January 2022. But prior to that, we are going to be ready to do some dry runs starting from December, the whole of December, doing dry runs. But people get used to how to do it and to avoid any queues, buying cards to get ready for the tolling. So when the tolling starts, we want it to be seamless without any other problem.
All right, that is Engineer Musinguzi Tinker Julius, the regional manager central at the Ghana National Roads Authority. Of course, he wasn't alone. He was also flanked by Monsieur Loro Charles Nicholas, the GM or General Manager for Aegis Operation South Africa. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming through. Indeed. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Merci, Romeo.
Indeed. All right, you're still watching Morning at NTV. We do have a lot more in the pipeline for you, but let's take a breather. Return shortly with those details. All right, that was amazing.
You're watching Morning at NTV.